And I've noticed, as you read the different books out there, in fact, there's a good book that has contributed a lot to the field, and I really appreciate it. Alan McMahon back there and Gary McIntosh just did a book on building a multicultural church. And there's several different options that people utilize. I'm just wondering your thoughts on each. I think we both all agree they're both valid, but some people like to have a blended service where they will have kind of a world beat service, where they will have many styles in one celebration. Other churches, Temple Baptist in California, others will have 12, 13 different locations and 12, 13 different styles going on at the same time. What are each of your thoughts about that? We'll start with Dr. Jan first, and Danny, let you finish up then.
Well, and both of our churches are very arts-based, so we have a commonality in that, and our worship service are very similar to each other. So I'll talk from a broader aspect. You know, the world is very global right now, and I'm going to go back to who your community is. You know, there's blended worship. There's some that do, they'll do multi-generational, where you work on affinity groups, where you bring them together in celebratory unity services. You have some in a single language. There's just as many that I can name. There's probably more than I haven't named. But what I would say is be fluid. Be fluid and don't be bogged down to one particular type, because what worked last year may not work this year. You want to be fluid because the demographics and the population is fluid. And I'll give an example. This was from All Nations Church in St. Paul. They started out, they merged with another Presbyterian church. And then a local African, a French-speaking African congregation wanted to rent space from them. Well, it turned out they ended up joining the congregation. Well, that congregation knew another African congregation that also wanted to rent space. They joined. And then they went to another group. So you see the bridges that were being built here, that the congregation, as months, these were literally months after months, the congregation kept changing. And that's what you want. You want to draw in, you want to go out and draw in people to your church, just like I know you have a very wide area. Our congregation, we take in 3 states. So we have to be constantly scanning who is our community and what are their needs. You're always going back to what are their needs. Also, I would also add to that is be a risk taker. Walk around after service is over and get a handle on what people are thinking. But you know, again, the bottom line is going to be the experience of worship. It's not about the production of worship. It's about worship and portraying the love of Christ.